go, Minister, I wanted to ask you about another issue under your portfolio. That's the Canada Disability Benefit that you introduced in the federal budget. Your government promised back in 2021 that it would, quote, reduce poverty amongst persons with disabilities in the same way the Guaranteed Income Supplement and the Canada Child Benefit have reduced poverty among seniors and families with children. Do you honestly think $200 a month will do that?
Vassy, let's take a step back and recognize the fact that for the first time ever in Canadian history, we have a federal Canada Disability Benefit, a statutory benefit. And in this budget, we put forward $6.1 billion to ensure that more than 600,000 low-income persons with disabilities get that extra support that they need. This is going to significantly, this is $2,400 tax-free per year in the pockets of some of the lowest income persons with disabilities for their essentials. We recognize there's more to do. This is an initial step that we put forward, and absolutely we are committed to doing more, like the work that we've done, such as Canada Child Benefit, like the Guaranteed Income Supplement, to really build this social safety net around, some of the most vulnerable in our community. We're absolutely committed to doing that work together with the communities. But one of the most important things that we need to do, Vassy, is to make sure that provinces and territories do not claw back any of the benefits that we're putting forward.
And yes. I do want to ask you about that in a moment, but I just have to ask you very bluntly. I think to a number of Canadians with disabilities, I have yet to find a single group that advocates for them that has not expressed profound disappointment in what your government has put forward. Is it not insulting to them that you're almost congratulating yourself for giving them $200 a month? And it's your government that set the expectations that it would lift them out of poverty. How does $2,400 a year lift anyone out of poverty?
Vassy, again, I think it's important to recognize the fact that for the first time ever, we have a statutory benefit, a benefit designed to support some of the most vulnerable individuals in our communities.
But it doesn't do that. It doesn't do that, Minister. They've been incredibly unequivocal with your government. You set the expectation it would take them out of poverty, like the Canada Child Benefit, like the Guaranteed Income Supplement, all of which provide so much more money than this benefit will. The GIS, for example, more than $1,000 a month. The CCB, $620 a month. This is $200 a month. How will this do any of what you promised it will?
Vassy, this is an initial step. We recognize there's more to do. And just like all the other progressive benefits that you rightfully pointed out, these are meant to grow. This is expired to be expanded and enhanced. But we will not do that on the face that provinces and territories can claw back the benefit. My biggest priority right now is to make sure we're working with provinces and territories, and we made it very clear to them, and we expect them to make sure that there are no clawbacks with the other provincial benefits that individuals with disabilities get. This benefit is intended to be a supplement, is not a replacement with the other benefits that individuals get. At the same time, to see what more we can do together to support some of the most vulnerable in our communities.
I mean, people who are vulnerable have told you exactly what they need, the amount of money they need in order to be lifted out of poverty. Are you telling them today that the reason you didn't provide them with that kind of a benefit is because you thought provinces would claw back theirs?
Look, my job is to make sure we support and we continue to enhance this, build on this social safety net that we put forward for some of the most vulnerable in our communities. I can tell you since 2015 that we have been in government, since I can remember, we are a progressive government that has been there to support, whether it is, through Canada Child Benefit, the supports for seniors, through workers benefit, to really create this social safety net. We are a government that for the first time ever put together and passed legislation for National Canada Disability Benefit.
But don't those people deserve the same thing that seniors do, that people with children do? Because they are telling you that you are not giving them that with this.
Absolutely, Vassy, and we are there to support them. This is an initial step that we put forward, $6.1 billion, one of the single largest, line item in this budget. This is a first initial step. We recognize there's more to do. $2,400 tax-free per year, for some of the most vulnerable people that live in deep poverty.
Could you live on that?
Significant.
That's not even rent in most cities right now.
Absolutely, there's more to do. there's absolutely more to do at Vassy, and that's exactly what we're committed to. That's why in this budget we have had, and as a government, we put forward, through dental care program or pharmacare program. These are all affordability measures that we had put forward. I can tell you the work that we've been able to do to move a dial on disability inclusion when we passed the Accessible Canada Act, then move forward, and that created a disability inclusion action plan to first and foremost put forward supports for persons with disabilities, through employment. We're working towards an employment strategy. We have millions of dollars that we had put forward through the Opportunities Fund, through the Enabling Accessibility Fund, working alongside these disability groups. I want to take a moment to also thank them for the work that they've done to get us to this point. There's a lot more work. This is not the last step. This is, this is one of the most
I'm not trying to say your
intent.
I'm not trying to call into question
more.
your intent, Minister, or your government's actions so far, but those disability groups that you point to universally have called your government out for how woefully inadequate this benefit is. You say that you're prepared, that this is just a first step, but the budget looks 6 years out. That's $6 billion you're talking about. It's over 6 years. Then you've allotted $1.4 billion a year thereafter. Is that just an estimate, or are you planning to spend much more than that?
As I mentioned, Vassy, this is an initial step that we put forward, $6.1 billion that is going to support some of the most vulnerable 600,000 lowest income persons with disabilities. We're absolutely committed to grow. These benefits, as has been mentioned in the budget, are aspire to grow like the other, benefits that we have put there to support some of the most vulnerable in our communities. We're going to continue to do this work. That's what we're committed to, and we're going to make sure we get this right.
Minister, I'll leave it on that note. I appreciate you making the time for the conversation very much. Thank you.